Hi, today's video is about the wholeness of love and what that looks like for me. So basically, if the wholeness of love was an action, it would be like a really nurturing, warm hug where your arms are wrapped around each other, whether that's a friend, a mother, or a lover. The wholeness of love is something that you can experience within yourself or you can experience with someone else. Um, it's not necessarily a romantic love. It can be a romantic love, but it's about any kind of love. You know, you could experience it with a pet. You could experience it with nature. And there are sort of some key ideas that I feel sort of underpin the wholeness of love, and that's compassion, thoughtfulness, joy, understanding, empathy, openness, value, acceptance. And there was something I was thinking earlier that is so very important. I've got some notes here. Oh, yes, presence. Presence, I think, is one of the most salient, important aspects of the wholeness of love. The presence that you allow yourself to have with yourself or with some other living being, or maybe what people call inanimate beings. You may be in listening to music and experience a wholeness of love, you know. So it's about sharing time and space with yourself or with someone else in which the spirit of the occasion is warm and kind, open, friendly. Um, you know, wholeness of love to me denotes concern and caring. You know, when one is fearing, I shall hold your hand. When one is experiencing loss and grief, I shall sing dulcet tunes to you and lift you up from that. The idea of the wholeness of love is it doesn't leave anyone stuck in a horrible situation where they feel torn or um, conflicted. The wholeness of love is what we would say would be a higher experience, and I think it's a holistic experience. It can be intellectualized, it can be creatively expressed, it can be rationally looked upon, it can be emotional, it can be very many things, and it can be ever changing as you ebb and flow through different moods, different states of mind, different understandings. What the wholeness of love will look like at one moment could be very different to the next. And it might change depending on what relationship you're participating in, whether that's with yourself or with someone else. But the wholeness of love to me is like a best friend. You know, when you might be hurting or you might have done something that you regret and you talk to a best friend and say, you know, oh, I did this or blah, blah, blah. And you can be very down on yourself. And your friend will be like, hey, man, like, you've got this and this going for you. And don't think of yourself as just a black and white thing, good or bad, and all these binary kind of conditions. Look at yourself completely. Understand you're a living being. You are whole all the time. Even if we feel wrecked and despair, we're still whole. It's just that we might be experiencing in a way that makes us feel negative, you know, and wanting, you know. And in those moments, I would say to you, it's important to look at yourself as your best friend and to say calming things to yourself, reassuring things to yourself. To me, that's part of the wholeness of love, is that where there is doubt, the wholeness of love shall move forward and appease your doubtful mind. and help you to see that there are things that are sure and certain. A wholeness of love is like a divine being patting your head. You know, when you are sat with yourself and you get these beautiful warm feelings and they go up your neck and across your head, and you get these feelings, it feels like something tremendously awesome has just touched you in a way, and you get this warm feeling. And to me, that is the absolute epitome of the presence part of the wholeness of love, where you are present and you experience like physically a glow, and it feels like the most beautiful feeling ever. Better than sex, you know, better than adventurous sports, better than anything. Well, that's in my opinion anyway. I absolutely love those feelings when I get them. You feel just completely connected and completely okay, like nothing can worry you. And it's not that we should use love from others in particular as as a tool to remedy all the ways we feel. Indeed, we have to look at ourselves, and we have to, you know, talk to ourselves rationally about things within ourselves that we need to work on. A wholeness of love doesn't mean you're blind to your own faults. You can still appreciate that, yes, I have faults, but the way you will feel about yourself is not to despise yourself and hate yourself. Just if your friend told you something that you thought, oh, well, that's not the best thing, are you going to hate or despise them? But yet we can do that to ourselves. We can take chunks out of our wholeness of love for ourselves, and we can throw ourselves on the coals and be so critical. With a wholeness of love, we can look at ourselves as a total being, and we can appreciate the things, whether they're small efforts or big, large steps forward. And it's not that we always have to be moving forward. Sometimes you can be completely suspended and stationary and just enjoy the bliss of the moment. And the wholeness of love, a part of that would be bliss, warm bliss in the moment. So these are some of the things that I think about the wholeness of love. I'm actually going to look at this question on an ongoing basis and look at it at another day, and probably do another video when I've really pondered. And I only got this question yesterday, and it's a really good question. And yeah, I just think presence, value, acceptance, warmth, kindness, compassion, all the things like that is what the wholeness of love looks like for me. Thanks. Bye.